What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa News channel, where I read you those cryptocurrency news articles to keep you informed on what's going on in the space. I am still just pulling up everything. Sorry for being a little bit late today. It's been a busy day. Covered the Ben show. We did an awesome job with me and Heidi this morning, so I definitely go watch that show on the Bitcoin Ben channel. And yeah, I am back here in the office. It's still grinding. I had to pull up some news articles to find for it. I think we're going to really cover the retirement plan and the executive order Trump signed yesterday, allowing 401ks to be put into it. Now that is huge news, which is why we're seeing the Bitcoin price kind of touching 117,000 right now, because there is so much potential money that can flow into the space now. So we're going to cover this article to talk about this executive order, and then we have some numbers that are on here that are showing what if they put in X amount and we see how much capital can actually flow into the Bitcoin space. So, and then kind of combining two articles with that, because the other one will be also showcasing on how to do it and why is this Bitcoin in your 401k, why does it matter? So we're going to cover that article. I think I have two on crypto scams and then somebody with the SEC and Ripple. Every time I see a lawsuit on that going on, I kind of just avoided it because it's been happening for 5 years now. So it's I try to avoid it, but since I was rushing to find some news articles, I was let's just add it in here. But let me make sure everything's good. Everyone's live chatting. Oh, looks like I got one stream that's just having troubles too. I wonder why it's doing that. Let me see. Can I go back into there? I'm checking on my OneStream account. Let's see. Settings. Here's the live stream. Let me see if I can switch that so that way we can get everybody to watch. So hold on. Let's go to OneStream Live. There we go. And then I got to edit the destination. So I guess people on Kick and Twitch. I have so many other platforms out there. Here, let me see. What can I do to change this? I don't know, but live shows, right, guys? But it's Friday. We have poker night here at 6 o'clock, so I gotta get ready for that. So order supplies. It's going to be a busy day, but let's just dive into the news. I guess for those other streaming sites, it's just going to be a flop today. But here we go. Let's start off with Bitcoin surges to $117,000 as Trump signs 401 crypto order plans. So yeah, Bitcoin jumps to $117,000 as Trump signs the executive order to allow Bitcoin and 401ks, unlocking trillions in retirement capital, and institutions continue to massively accumulate. So way to go, Trump, yesterday. Now, Bitcoin surged above $117,500 today, recovering from the local bottom of $114,278 just yesterday. But according to data from Bitcoin Magazine Pro, the sharp rebound comes after President Donald Trump officially signed a landmark executive order that will allow cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin to be included in 401k retirement accounts. So yeah, there he is signing it. Now, the order directs the Department of Labor to revisit its current guidance on fiduciary responsibilities in the ERSA governed plans and to clarify the appropriate process for offering diversified funds that include alternative investments. Now, additionally, the order instructs collaboration between the Department of Labor, the Treasury Department, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and other federal regulators to determine whether broader regulatory updates are needed to support the policy shift. Now, the SEC is also specifically ordered to revise its own rules to help facilitate this access, signaling a significant move toward modernizing retirement, investment options, and for millions of Americans out there. Now, President Trump wants to give American workers more investment options in order to attain stronger and more financially secure retirement outcomes. The White House fact sheet stated alternative assets such as private equities, real estate, and digital assets offer competitive returns and diversification benefits. Now, Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz underscores the impact of this, stating that a monster pool of capital will get exposure to Bitcoin and crypto as a result of Trump's executive order. So tons of money will be pouring in, he added. And here he was on CNBC. Mike says monster pool of capital is coming. We won't play it. But President Trump promised to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, emphasizing the need to embrace digital assets to drive economic growth, technological leadership, and the fact sheet concluded that Bitwise's head of research, Ryan Ramusin, showed how much value this executive order could bring into Bitcoin, stating that if crypto captures X% of the $8 trillion of the 401k market, then we could be seeing $80 billion flowing if it's just 1%, $160 billion at 2%, $240 billion at 3%, $320 billion at 4%, 400. And lastly, the 10% we could put in like $800 billion flowing. That's almost another trillion out into the Bitcoin space. That'd be nuts. Now, this policy shift is poised to become one of the most significant catalysts for Bitcoin's adoption, adding fuel to an already strong wave of institutional interest that has been building for years. According to asset manager Bitwise, while Bitcoin miners mined 217,771 Bitcoin in 2023, institutional purchases are at a staggering 913,000 Bitcoin. Now, this trend has accelerated in 2025, with miners only producing now 97,082 Bitcoin so far this year. And while institutions have scooped up 545,579 Bitcoin, it's not stopping. And Andre Dragosh with a PhD says there is just not enough Bitcoin for everyone if institutions continue to accumulate like this. And we've been saying that for years. We've been speculating about it. It's like going, guys, this is a scarce asset, and all these big companies getting it. It's just there's not enough. Like, even just not companies. Before this, we were talking about millionaires and billionaires out in the world. Like, there is not enough Bitcoin for all the millionaires in the world to have one full one. So this is this crazy adoption that's coming from the institutions, and we are just continuing to see it break records. Like in 2023 alone, just 43 public companies held Bitcoin on their balance sheets, and that number rose to 64 in 2024, and now has surpassed 160 public companies in 2025, according to Blockware. And here is that chart showcasing that. So yeah, 2019 there was 0. 2020 we had 2 companies. 2021, yeah, a little bit more adoption. We have 33. Going to 2022, we have 39. And then 23, 43. To 2024, 64. And then boom, 2025 had a massive increase. And then again, this was just like right when Trump got in, rules are changing. We stopped the stifling innovation in our country, and now we are seeing what's taking place because of it. But 2 companies, of course, are leading the new corporate Bitcoin treasury race, as David Bailey's Nakamoto and Jack Mallers' 21 Capital. Nakamoto planned merger with Kindly MD and set for approval by Monday, August 11th, would enable to acquire hundreds of millions in Bitcoin after raising $763 million to purchase Bitcoin for its reserves. And 21 Capital, meanwhile, already holds 43,000 Bitcoin, making it the 3rd largest Bitcoin holder worldwide. So yeah, so institutional money are still acquiring it, gobbling it up. Like, there's not enough Bitcoin mined every day to feed it. It's like we're kind of initiating our own Bitcoin happening. But again, though, continuing on, though, why does Bitcoin matter in your 401k? Let's continue on in this other article. Crypto is no longer just a side bet for tech bros and Reddit threads. It's a $1 trillion industry, and Bitcoin has earned its stripes as digital gold, allowing Bitcoin in retirement plans. And this means that millions of Americans could start dollar cost averaging into BTC every paycheck without needing to open a separate crypto exchange account. And that is awesome, because this will stop a lot of people. And now this isn't just theoretical. In May, Trump's Labor Department reversed a Biden-era policy that discouraged 401k providers from offering crypto. That move paved the way for this order and then showed that the administration was preparing for the foundation. Now, Bitcoin has outperformed the NASDAQ in annual returns for 5 out of the 6 years so far. 2019, it was like 97% compared to the 41. 2020, 270 to 35. 72 to 37. Yeah, we won in losses on 2022 during that dip where we had a negative 62%, but the NASDAQ did negative 28. 2023, we're back in the green again. We're up 150% or 149.7%, while the NASDAQ was only up 49. And then last year, Bitcoin definitely increased by 135% compared to the 33% the NASDAQ did. But let's go on to like, how can you add Bitcoin to your retirement plan since this is done now? Well, if the Trump's $9 trillion Bitcoin retirement order goes into effect, what would you need to do to add Bitcoin to your 401k? Well, here's the simplified step-by-step guide to how to add crypto to your retirement plan. 1, check with your employer or plan provider. So not all 401k plans will offer crypto right away. So your provider, whether it's Fidelity, Vanguard, or another, has to enable this option first. So look out for the announcement or update on the plan menus for when this will happen. Now, step 2, review the crypto options. When reviewing the options, you might see direct Bitcoin exposure, a BlackRock Bitcoin retirement fund, or exchange traded funds. Some providers may offer a digital asset sleeve in the managed portfolio, so definitely review those options you'll get. And then step 3, decide on the allocation. Crypto is volatile, so starting small may introduce you to the digital asset while providing more long-term growth. According to VanEck's study, a strategic allocation of up to 6% in crypto within traditional 60-40 portfolio provides the highest risk adjustment in returns, while risk-tolerant investors may benefit from crypto allocations as high as just 20%. And then just step 4, opt in and monitor. Once available, you'll be able to allocate part of your 401k into Bitcoin just like you would with stocks or bonds. And then step 5, understand the tax benefits with this. So if the Trump crypto tax-free law is passed in parallel, it could mean tax exemptions on small crypto transactions or specific types of retirement contributions. So that'd be something to look forward to. But what Trump's $9 trillion executive order means for the future of retirement, the retirement world has long been dominated by the old guard stocks, bonds, and handful of mutual funds. And now a Bitcoin retirement account could soon be a reality in the US, designed to be both compliant and integrated into existing infrastructures. Now, legislators from North Carolina filed proposals in the House and Senate in March 2025 that would allow the state treasurer to invest up to 5% of several state retirement funds into cryptocurrency. Now, according to the Financial Times, big asset managers like Blackstone, Apollo, and BlackRock have been preparing for this moment. They've already struck the partnerships and developed products designed for retirement plans, waiting for the green light. And according to BitGet research report, the public is open to diversification, revealing that up to 20% of Gen Z and Alphas are amenable to getting pensions in crypto. Now, one reason crypto hasn't made it into most retirement plans is risk. Fiduciaries feared getting sued if crypto went sideways. Trump's order is expected to include a legal safe harbor, meaning these administrations won't be held liable for offering Bitcoin. So no, you really don't get that fear anymore. But this is going to be a huge opportunity. But again, those steps are very easy to do. Again, replay it one more time. Check with your employer or plan provider to see if they offer it right now. If not, just keep up on the updates. Review the crypto options you have, whether it be a Bitcoin retirement fund or an exchange traded fund. Then decide on the allocation for where it's going, like how much of your money is going to go there. 6%, 2%, 20%. It's like this, make sure your decision, then opt in and monitor. Again, once it's available, you'll be able to allocate part of your 401k into Bitcoin, just like you would with any stocks, and then understand the tax benefits, which are potentially changing right now. So just stay on top of it. But that's where you want to start with it. But bravo, Trump, on this. I love seeing these changes happening right now. This is such an exciting time to be in. And since I don't have too many articles to share with you, let's just play a quick commercial ad right now, and we will be right back.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around $94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. I just took this little ad break to take a look at X to see if anything's going on. So let's take a look at Bitcoin Magazine. I like following them on X. I sometimes get nice little quick updates before articles before they actually get placed in. Let's see, they just tweeted this happening now, going live. Julian Ferrer of Bitcoin Laws momentarily talk about this week in Bitcoin legislation, as well as outcomes of Tornado Cash with the Samurai Wallet case. Ooh, I want to pay attention to that. I want to know what's going on there, because eventually, again, people will be starting to focus more on privacy when they're getting in the crypto space. And Tornado Cash was just one of those things that just kept major crypto a little bit more private by just swapping around, juggling with other Bitcoin, and then giving you a totally mixed version where it's just harder to track. So I definitely want to know more about that situation. Let's see, just in, President Trump's crypto czar on $31 trillion in U.S. wealth still being prohibited from accessing Bitcoin ETFs. Oh, ho, ho. So $31 trillion out there is still being prohibited? So why are top banks still prohibiting or restricting access to Bitcoin ETFs on their wealth management platform? Is this the last vestige of debanking? Well, that's a way to find out. Let's see, is there any other Justin? Let's see, Justin Michael Saylor tells Bloomberg, you can't tariff Bitcoin unlike gold has been. So Bitcoin is digital gold and Bitcoin lives in cyberspace. No tariffs in the cyberspace. So that is true there. Any other quick pop-up news? Bitcoin Asia, just 5% away from all-time high. Not that much. Just in El Salvador office, banks are coming to the country, so it's not in just yet. If you're thinking that's a real bank right now, it's not. This was AI generated, but he's in plans and talks to hope to have some Bitcoin banks out there. Let's see who's going to be first. The Crypto Club's credit union right now, the private key bank, which will eventually be turned into a bank, but right now it's a credit union. So what's going to be first? Our credit union that turns into a bank, or these guys? We'll have to wait and find out. I think we're going to be first still. That's right. But that's a little just ins on here. Let's continue on with our news articles. What else is going on in the crypto space? And what up, Carl? Thanks for being here for the show. I know last minute. But let's see. Oh, yeah, I was mentioning this like in the beginning. It's like Ripple and SEC cases. I'm just so over it now because they pop up all the time. It just seems there's no end in sight. So let's hear what's still going on in the space. So the SEC and Ripple end appeals, closing a landmark crypto case as XRP soars right now. So the SEC and Ripple have formally ended their appeals, finalizing a 2023 court ruling that split XRP sales into securities and non-securities. So the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple Labs Ripple Labs Inc. have formally closed their legal dispute, filing to end their respective appeals in the case over the sales of XRP tokens. Now, in a joint filing dated Thursday with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, the SEC withdrew its appeal and Ripple abandoned its cross-appeal, which with each party agreeing to bear its own legal costs. Now, the official end to the year-long dispute finalizes a June agreement for Ripple to pay $125 million in civil penalties and coincided with a more than 10% jump in XRP over the last 24 hours to $3.31. Oh, wow, that is a pump. I think yesterday I saw it at $3. Now, that penalty placed in escrow and will be transferred to the U.S. Treasury following the dismissal of appeals. Now, a permanent injunction restricting Ripple's institutional sales of XRP remains in effect, and the SEC sued Ripple in December 2020, alleging the company and two of its executives conducted an unregistered securities offering by selling XRP, the world's third largest crypto by market cap. Now, Ripple denied these allegations, arguing that XRP is not a security. And then in October 2023, the SEC dropped its claims against Ripple chief executive Brad Garlinghouse and executive chairman Chris Larsen after a judge's partial ruling in the company's favor. Now, both men have been accused of aiding and abetting Ripple's alleged unregistered securities. And in 2023, the U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres issued a split ruling finding that some sales of XRP to institutional investors violated security laws, but the sales on public exchanges did not. Now, that decision was hailed as a partial victory for the crypto industry, though it left Ripple liable for institutional sales. So the conclusion of the appeals process leaves the 2023 ruling intact, cementing a precedent likely to influence how regulators and courts assess the classification of crypto going forward. Because, yeah, so this was also needed in the space. Because, again, like, where there was no rules, there was no guidance. Like, what is what out there? Is this a security? Is it not a security? This is what we were dealing with the last 4 years. So that's why these cases were coming up. And, like, it was good to pay attention to these at the time, because these are where we go, how the U.S. and the world's changed. This wasn't space the U.S., but how the U.S. is changing, like what rules are going forward. So now they're looking closer into it for how they're going to actually declare what's a security, what's a non-security, and then that's going to fix a lot of issues going forward. So that's our XRP and Ripple news. And whoa, the chat just popped up like Noah. What's up, Rhonda? Thank you for being here. Stephen, awesome job being here. And to Sal and Bamboo. Oh yeah, I forgot we have that call going on at noon during my show. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Now let's go into some crypto scams out there. I got two over there. I like always making them aware out in the public, so that way, again, they happen, they're here. We just need to be responsible to know what they look like so we wouldn't fall for them. And that's why I share these all the time. But our first scam that's being targeted right now are TikTok shop users. So how are they doing this? So victims are lured in by phishing websites offering heavily discounted products and then urged to make purchases using the Tether stablecoin. So, oh, how does this play out then? So I haven't really purchased anything from the TikTok shop before, but it seemed very similar. But let's see how this actually happens. So crypto scammers are increasingly targeting a new platform, which is TikTok. According to a report by the cybersecurity firm CTM 360, fraudsters are deploying sophisticated tactics to deceive its victims. Now, a new campaign called ClickTalk, clever name, it blends phishing and malware, preying on unsuspecting users attempting to make purchases through the TikTok shop. Now, fake ads on Meta as well as AI-generated TikTok clips mimicking influencers are used to draw people in. They are then directed to the fraudulent domains that closely resemble legitimate URLs. So when you're going to like websites, be sure that your URL is legitimate, because fraudsters will make something quite close. Like if you're going to Coinbase and they just put a little hyphen between the coin and the base, that is not an official one. And so it could be a simple mix, and like that website could look identical to the actual Coinbase website. So they're hoping to fish some information off of you. So if you clicked on that link and that URL was the wrong one, you logged into your Coinbase account like you usually would. Now the scammer has your login information and password, and then not just a Coinbase. Most people tend to keep the same password and emails for all their accounts. So now that hacker can probably go to many different places, logging into their email, their social media accounts, get some pictures they can use for more like future scams out there. So it's very important you know where you're logging into. Like it's only official sites. Once you go to one, bookmark it. Never click on links and emails or nothing you see online. Like just go to direct sources, because it was yesterday someone was walked in and they were scammed out of like $20,000 because they clicked on a Amazon link, and like he knew something was up. But yeah, the link was that someone tried to, or they were saying like, you just purchased this amount of Bitcoin on Amazon, here's your link, if you didn't go to it, please sign on in to take a look. And he clicked on it, he signed in, now that scammer had everything. So I told him right then on the phone when he called the other day, I was like, be sure you change everything right now, because those scammers have all your information for your email and password. So change everything right now. So hopefully they didn't get into that. So be careful with the URLs, and same with emails. Just check to see who it's coming from too. So let's continue on. So these domains serves as two main purposes: hosting phishing pages designed to steal user credentials and distributing Trojanized apps, the report explains. So more than 10,000 fake sites have been identified to date, and even though TikTok Shop is only available in 17 countries, victims are being targeted worldwide. So when users interact with a fraudulent storefront, they often encounter fake product listings with urgency tactics deployed so shoppers make rash decisions, like timers counting down the minutes until a sale expires. And then from here, they are told to deposit crypto. So they try to just stress that urgency. Now, the products on an offer are often heavily discounted, making deals seem too good to be true. And Tether is a widely accepted payment method accepted by scammers, according to a report. Now, the core motive is fraudulent financial gain, exploiting the trust in online shopping, affiliate earning, and the irreversibility of certain payment methods, the researcher wrote. Now, advanced fee scams are also common, which primarily target people involved in the TikTok Shop affiliate program. Here, victims are encouraged to top up bogus crypto wallets, shown fake earnings, and promise commissions that never arrive. Now, CTM 360 went on to warn that social engineering tactics are also being deployed, with victims approached on WhatsApp, Telegram, by fraudsters masquerading as TikTok affiliates. So the report is a concerning development, given that TikTok users trend to be younger than the other social networks, with Pew Research Center finding that 18 to 34-year-olds, who may be more susceptible to scams, are more likely to use this social network. It's also a sign that cyber criminals are beginning to diversify beyond just executing scams on Facebook and X. And yeah, Facebook is definitely a target for the older generation, while it used to be the younger generation, but like Facebook came around when I was in high school. So like I had MySpace in high school, and then going into college, Facebook just came out. And then at that time everyone was using it. A couple of years ago down the road, our parents, grandparents started using it, and then my generation kind of left Facebook, and then we started sticking more to Instagram. All these short video platforms went to Vine, and now TikTok is here. So that's where the younger generation is going, and I guess some in the younger generation will be more prone to the like quick gain. So they want to follow that social media person. They're going, oh, look at this person on their platform. They're doing all these trades. They're making all this money. So it's just false hope and like just a false narrative where like they think this person's making all this money, but in reality they're not. It's just a lure to like get you to entice you to go, maybe I should get on it too. Just don't do it. And then they may lead you to Telegram and WhatsApp. And then again, we all know that's where like scammers just thrive, just reaching out to you like, hey, can I talk to you about this project? I'm making some great gains. If you don't know that person on Telegram or WhatsApp, do not respond to it. Just block them and delete them. I had another person just contact me again. It's like Jenny. It's like, hey, how are you today? It's like, nope, block and delete. Like, I don't even have time to say, who is this? No, that's a wrong number. It's just because it's a waste of time. So unless I was physically with a person to go, oh, hey, is this your Telegram channel? Okay, cool. Let me add you. That's mine right there. That way I know who that person is. And I guess then the only other thing I would worry about is making sure that their Telegram didn't get scammed or hacked in the process after that situation. But be careful with online social media and just everything in general online. Like unless like the person with messages out there, like that's fine out there. But again, be careful with the links you click on, where they're at, and just there's a lot of stuff you need to pay attention to. Just stay safe in it. But just keeping you guys aware, this is a TikTok shop, so this is probably more for the younger guys out there. Now, let's see what else is going on in the space. We have another scam where a retired Aussie cop lost $1.2 million in a crypto scam in Thailand. So I wonder how this took place. Let's find out. So here we go. So how was Michael Renek lured into the crypto scam? So in this fast evolving landscape of blockchain and digital assets ecosystem, stories of overnight riches often overshadow the darker side, sophisticated scams that prey on the inexperience and trust of victims. So one such cautionary tale unfolded in Thailand when a retired Australian police officer, Michael Renek, reported to authorities on July 18, 2025, that he had fallen victim to a cryptocurrency scam that cost him nearly 40 million Thai baht, which is approximately $1.2 million. Ugh, that's like that's a lifetime retirement in Thailand because everything's so cheap here. Like if you're in America, like we're more pricier than around the world. But yeah, but that like $1.2 million, like he could have lived his entire life not to worry about anything going into Thailand. So this sucks for him. But Rennick wasn't a novice to deception. With a 30-year career in the Queensland Police Service, he had honed his skills in spotting deception, interrogating suspects, and unraveling criminal plots. However, it still wasn't enough to spot the deception perpetrated by the so-called crypto entrepreneur known as Alex, reportedly a German national bank in Phuket. Now, their relationship began via social media. Alex reached out to Renek and maintained a steady relationship with him for over a year. Gradually, he began to introduce Renek to opportunities for investments in crypto, and this was followed by in-person meetings where he presented dashboards and charts and promised a 5 to 10% monthly return. So again, like right here, it's like, and how I say again, unless you know the person, like when adding them to your like Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, like you got to be there in order for me to add it. Because again, this person right here, he was in an online chat for over a year before this guy started offering him like some crypto options and tips. He built that relationship with him. So by the time he gets scammed and they come to us, it's just like, no, I trust this person. I've been knowing them for a year. It's like, do you really know him? It wasn't until like after he presented that year, it's like, oh, let's do a Zoom call. Let me show you these charts and monthly earnings. So again, be careful with everybody online. It's like, unless you added them in person, side by side, like, don't do it. Like, and whatever they say, if they mention crypto, a red flag better pop up. But Renek transferred his life savings, and soon after, Alex claimed that the cryptocurrency website had crashed. When Raynick pressed for an explanation, Alex stated that this happened because he lost his phone, leading to the money getting stolen, and then soon after, Alex disappeared and cut all communication with Raynick. So afterward, Raynick submitted a formal report to Muang Udon Thani police station, supported by his Thai wife, Erit Nunyat, and his lawyer, Cristaldo Lohidi, and better known as the lawyer Nobi. So now, why are retirees and expats prime targets in the crypto world? Well, scammers thrive by mimicking legitimate interactions to erode skepticism. So this is evident in how Alex entangled Raynick in his web. Retirees like Raynick often enter the crypto ecosystem to preserve or grow their savings, but their circumstances often make them more susceptible to scams. Now, Raynick's story teaches that even trained professionals can overlook red flags when personal aspirations cloud judgment. Now, emphasizing the need for ongoing education on crypto basics like blockchain-based verification, and in another incident, scammer stole $330 million of Bitcoin from an elderly individual in the US through a social engineering attack. And investigations by the blockchain analysis firm revealed that the scammer manipulated the elderly individual into granting access to his crypto wallet. So wait, to his crypto wallet or to the victims? It was probably the victims. So again, most like scams and hacks again in crypto aren't because like someone like got in on your web camera, they stole the data from your computer or whatnot. That rarely ever happens. That's like maybe 0.1%. Don't even want to give it 1% of the hacks out there. But a majority, like 99% of them, is human error, where the victim will willingly give up their information, log into places they shouldn't do, click on links they shouldn't do. It's usually always human error when these scams take place. And that's what happened. Like the scammer will take advantage of a person's not so crypto knowledge in the space out there, set them up with a wallet that they created. They go, okay, here's the 12 words, click recover wallet, put these words in, there you go, there's your crypto wallet. And the victim, with no knowledge of the blockchain space, realizing I should have set that seed phrase to myself. Whoever has a seed phrase or private key has access to all my cryptos. Most people do not know that, like just jumping into the crypto space. Like they just go straight in, they go to Cash App, Coinbase, oh, there we go, I bought my crypto, I've got it. And like with those platforms, you're never given private keys or seed phrases. It's just a traditional centralized application. It's just like a bank. You give them your license, your social, you sign up for your account, your crypto's on there. They're holding on to the money for you. So they don't have any knowledge about private keys or whatnot. So again, keep your seed phrase safe. Do not fall for scams out there, because again, most scams and hacks out here are human error. I just got to emphasize that. So it's important for us to keep in our due diligence to stay up to date on all these scams out there, what they look like. Because again, the more you're keeping aware of this, your brain will naturally filter it out. Because again, I say it all the time. People, they go like, how do you know? I've seen this so many times that it's just a filter that I can tell what's AI generated, a scam, or whatnot. So just keep being aware of this. Keep tuning into the channel, because again, I cover scams all the time, so you will be aware of this. So here's a list below are a few methods used for pig butchering scams out there, which is our romance scams. So it's a social engineering. They build unauthentic, friendly, or romantic relationships over time with social media applications to manipulate emotions and then gain trust for this financial exploitation. So they'll work on you for some time before they may look on this. There's also high yield illusions, promising unrealistic guaranteed returns through fake dashboards and charts showing fabricated profits to encourage ongoing investment. So they will show you a fake page that's you'll think it's yours. It's like, see, look at all these gains I'm making. It's a fake chart. It's not real. They made it. So again, it's hard to break that truth into people sometimes. And then fake legitimacy, creating bogus websites and applications that mimic real crypto investment platforms, complete with professional interfaces and convincing features. So again, I pay attention to the URL like up here. Make sure it's an official website. Like if this was Cointelegraph.io, I'd be like, whoa, that's not how usually, and that's even more sophisticated too, because it's the Cointelegraph part's correct. And just it's that .io, .us, .ru. It's like that little change right there can be identical to what this website looks like. So be careful. Always once you start an account or a platform, bookmark that page to your website. It's simple. They have tabs up here where you just go, oh, bookmark, done. Save. You never have to go to Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo to just look for a website anymore. You already have it saved in your internet search browser. So be careful. And then ghosting and evasion, abruptly cutting off contact after funds get transferred, often using excuses like theft or hacks to absolve the accountability that disappear. So again, once you give them the money, they're gone. They got what they needed, and that person who, whatever their name is, what probably wasn't their real one, just got away with their crypto. Because in crypto, it's immutable, it's permanent. So like once the transaction's gone through, it's done. There's no getting back. So it's important to know where you're sending it to, who you're sending it to, verifying the address, and that way it's all good. But again, like they will disappear right then, or who knows, or try to even get more money out of you at that point. So definitely be careful with all of this. Now, how can investors avoid such scams? Well, there has been a significant rise in the amount of funds lost to scams and hacks in 2025. In the first half of 2025, approximately 3.1 billion has been lost to various types of attacks, as per Hacken's H1 Web3 security report. Now, this marks an 88.7% increase when compared to the H1 of 2024. While this figure accounts for only 0.08% of the total crypto market capitalization, per data from CoinMarketCap, the emotional impact of these crypto losses is immeasurable and could lead to immense mental anguish. Now, Rayneck and his wife were left completely devastated after this loss, as they had planned to use those funds to build a home and maybe even open a cafe. And their distressing ordeal underscores just how effortlessly fraudsters can deceive even seasoned professionals, such as veteran law enforcement officers. And therefore, it's critical for investors to be able to detect cryptocurrency scams as early as possible. So again, a good tip to do again also is keep your crypto on a separate device that you do not interact internet at all. It's important to have your vault. With crypto and Bitcoin, you are your own bank now, so you're responsible for the security aspects of it. You're responsible for the bank vault on where you're going to be keeping that. So it's good to have a separate computer device which will never be connected to the internet, basically ever, except for that first time you do it. You set up the wallet, you don't use the internet or anything. You shut off all the Wi-Fi connections. All you really need to do is save your public address, like in a file somewhere, and that way you never have to log onto that computer again, other than to withdraw some funds because you need it at that time. But that's for the long haul of saving it. But yeah, Now, what's this? So here's a chart on the crypto losses per quarter. So we heard about the numbers I just read, but looks like a lot happened in that first quarter of 2024. I think that was with the Bybit hack that took place. That was like $1.4 billion. Yeah, that was a big one. So that definitely accounts for this one. Like hundreds, thousands, million, billion. So yeah, half of that was Bybit. But here's how investors can avoid falling into such scams. Again, I've been saying probably all of the stuff on here, but verify platforms independently. Users should always check if the investment firm is registered with bodies like Thailand Security and Exchange Commission, the Australian Securities and Investment Commission, or other local regular bodies. And I always recommend to stick with a reputable platform that's been around for some time. If this exchange has just been around for 1 year, I would not trust it because there's no track record behind it. So but you do want to verify all this other information as well. Also, be aware of high yield promises. If an investment promises you consistent double-digit monthly returns without any risks, it's likely a scam. So legitimate DeFi yields fluctuate along the broader market conditions. When it comes to percentages, like say if you were to stake a coin, if it goes to 10%, you're kind of in the clear in the crypto staking field. When it gets above that 10% earnings level, like yearly returns, I start questioning it. Like, is it sustainable? Can it happen? So when you see like high yields, like, oh, you're getting 100% returns, 50% returns, so that's probably a scam. So be careful on those. Secure your assets. So use hardware wallets such as Ledger and Trezor for self-custody, and enable two-factor authentication for any access to your assets. Usually crypto wallets, they don't offer the two-factor authentication. That's your seed phrase, but two-factor for any exchange you have, any email you have, any social media you have. Just if you can add two-factor authentication to anything, do it, just because it adds that second layer of protection, like from a hacker just getting in because they have your email and password. If they don't have that 2FA, then they don't have access. So add 2FA and a security message to everything you can. And then also use proper channels for legal recovery. So users must file complaints promptly, gather documentations, cooperate with the local foreign authorities to help them catch the fraudster. So if you've been involved with a scam that happened to you, report it. Likely you're not going to be getting your money back, but this again just helps prevent future scams out there. It can help maybe solve cases down the road, but That's what you would have to do if you were scammed. Go to the police, file a report, have all the information you need, the transaction ID, where it went, probably the money when it came out of your account, and report that. Now, this scam case in Thailand demystifies the intersection of human psychology and digital finance, urging a balanced approach to crypto adoption. By internalizing these educational insights, investors can harness the lucrative returns that crypto assets often tend to offer, while also minimizing their perils that lead to a loss of their assets. So be safe. So those are the articles I have for you. 2 of the scammer ones. I just hope you're aware. Just keep them in the back of your mind, so when another article comes out, you'll be like, oh, these are very similar. And then you do kind of realize, like, whoa, a lot of these scams are just human error. And then just, again, we're responsible for where we're keeping our crypto, what sites we're clicking on and linking on, and where we're going, who we're befriending online. You gotta be careful, because those scammers be sophisticated and befriend you for a full year, maybe 2, in order to just build your trust and then fall for a scam. And then what are some other ones? Be careful on links you click on, because some of these scams could be very sophisticated. There was an article I covered a couple of days ago where, again, they waited 9 months until to drain this person's wallet. Like, person clicked on a fraudulent link, or they signed a fraudulent transaction, giving the victim or the scammer access to their crypto wallet. So they waited 9 months until that person deposited like $900,000 into that wallet. Once they realized that person probably wasn't putting any more money in, they drained it. They just moved it over to their own wallet. So that was a sophisticated one. So also, when you sign transactions with your crypto wallet, just read what you're approving on. And just make sure there's nothing extra in there, and that can just help prevent you from this. So that is it for the news today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Looks like our fear and greed index is moving up from yesterday. It was at 52. People are getting greedy. Probably thanks to Trump right there. Bitcoin's currently at 116,000. Ethereum has touched $4,000 earlier. So people are excited. They're paying attention to Ethereum. We're all hoping for alt season to boom very, very soon. We're waiting for it. It's exciting. And I still just like seeing just all the news and adoption we have with just Bitcoin going through. Again, I kind of became a Bitcoin maximalist here. Not fully a Bitcoin maximalist. I understand that Bitcoin can't do it all. So there are other blockchains and cryptos out there that do utilize it, but I also know that maybe 98% of those other crypto coins out there are just scams, rug pulls out there. But I do understand that the other 1% is useful, builds utility, and just stuff that crypto can do. But I am definitely really favoring Bitcoin nowadays. I love to see where we're at. But everybody have an awesome Friday. If you're in the Sarasota area, we're having poker tonight here at 6 o'clock. It's a fun game. Heidi Carlson is in the house. So come try to win some money off of Heidi. But guys, love you for being here. Thank you. Take care. And I'll see you guys on Monday.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.